and welcome to day 2 of the morning yoga habit challenge. I'm super excited that you're back here again, and this practice is You've Totally Got This Tuesday, because you do totally have this. We're going to do a nice, easy, gentle practice which is totally suitable for beginners to hopefully get you feeling nice and stretched and awakened and ready to start your day on the right foot. For this practice, we're actually going to start lying down. So when you're ready, you're just going to lie yourself down on your mat. Keeping the feet a little bit wider than your hips and just allowing the knees to rest in towards one another. Option to place both hands on the belly, or you can place your right hand on your belly, your left hand on your chest. That always feels quite nice for me, perhaps bringing the chin towards the chest. And starting to breathe into the depths of your belly. Option to include a little bit of a count here, so inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4, inhale, 2, 3, 4, exhale, 2, 3, 4. Continuing that count, that even inhale and exhale with every breath. If the count doesn't work for you or you struggle adding it, just focusing on having a nice deep and long inhale and exhale that feel about even in length. You've totally got this, using this breath to ground you, to make you feel like you're connected with the mat beneath you. Wonderful. Releasing the count now. Just coming back to your normal breath. Taking a full body stretch here, so see if you can point the toes, bring the arms out front, or have a lovely stretch you can bring from side to side. Lovely. And then bringing the knees into your chest. Let's give yourself a big hug. I like to have a little rock from side to side, but you can draw little circles with the spine if you like, or go back and forth. Just taking any movement that feels good. Just starting to give yourself a little bit of extra massage today. And then you're welcome to keep the eyes closed, or if you'd like to bring them open, we're going to bring the hands onto the top of the knees. So keeping the knees where they are, and we're bringing the knees away from each other as they come into circles. So let's bring the knees away from the body, out to the sides. It's like you're doing breaststroke, and then bringing them back round towards the chest. So away from the body, around, and coming back. Another couple of these. It's like you're drawing like frog legs doing breaststroke. That's what I like to think about it. Start to work into your ball and socket hip joint. So seeing if you might want to start small with these, but you're seeing if you can make the circles a little bit bigger. And then we're going to change direction. So this time bringing the knees towards you, then bringing them out and around. And you can choose where you have the hands. It might be better actually behind the knees. Sometimes that feels a little bit more supportive. So choose a position that feels good for you. Finding a lovely little mobility in that ball and socket joint. We're just getting everything nice and warmed up, mobilized. Should make you feel hopefully a little bit looser for the start of your day. Hugging the knees back into the chest, perhaps that little spinal rock once more. And then placing the left foot down on the ground, we're going to bring the right ankle up and across. See if you can press that right knee away, not using your hands, but using the muscles in your leg and hip. So you're really pressing that knee away. Option to stay here if you like. Or you can, if you'd like to extend the stretch, you can bring the hand behind the back of the left thigh and hug that knee towards you. You can, even if that doesn't feel like you're getting much stretch, bring the hand in front of the shin. So see what feels good for you. For many of us, behind that thigh is good. And then you can play with where that foot is if you're in this position with the hand behind the thigh. If you're working with the shin, then you're in a slightly more strenuous version of the pose. pressing just to find a gentle hip opening stretch. Take you your choice today. And releasing that foot, the left foot down if you have it up. We're gently going to bring the right knee into the chest now and give it a little hug in. See if you can hug it to your right armpit. Feel a gentle little hip opening that way. And then bringing the hands behind the back of the right thigh. I like to find an interlace, little basket hands for a little support, pressing up with the right heel. And it doesn't matter if your leg is straight or bent with this, but what we're looking to do is find a stretch down the back of that right leg. So just take it to a point which feels like a gentle, comfortable stretch. We're just warming up, so no worries, right? You just take a position that feels good for you, that feels good for your body. And then option to roll through the ankle here, just starting to again mobilize your ankle joints. Pressing away with the heels, seeing if you can pause that ankle rotation, getting that extra bit of stretch. And then bringing that knee into the chest, releasing the foot down. And we're going to swap and do the same thing on the opposite side. So this time, let's bring the left knee into your chest. Then bring it out towards the left armpit, so feeling a slightly different stretch. And then placing the left ankle over the right knee, pressing the left knee away. Enjoying that gentle hip opening here. Pausing for a breath or two, just using those leg muscles, those hip muscles to press into and feel that gentle hip opening. Option to stay here, or if you'd like to extend the stretch, you're going to lift that right foot up and just find an interlace behind the back of the thigh. Option to raise that right foot up, or play with where a position angle that feels good for you. Of course, you can bring the hand in front of that thigh if you'd like to really add an extra layer, or you've got that extra flexibility. Pausing here, breathing in to that gentle hip opening pose, to reclining pigeon pose, just getting everything nice and kind of warm and open, ready for the day ahead. And if, like many of us, you spend a lot of time kind of seated, then these lovely hip opening poses are always quite nice. Working with the hips tend to get quite tight if we are sat down for long periods of time. Beautiful. Bringing the right foot down if it is up. This time we're going to raise the left foot up to the sky, pressing away with the left heel. Again, not worrying about how straight or bent it is, we're just finding that gentle stretch. Finding that interlace behind the hand. Lovely. Starting to introduce a little circle of the ankle one way and then the other. Adding that extra ankle mobility. And then coming back to pause, press away with the heel and see if you can get that extra stretch as we stay here for another couple of breaths. Really pressing away with that heel this time. So you can get that extra bang for your butt because everything starts to open up a little bit more. If you get a little shake, don't worry about it. Just your muscles getting a bit looser. So as long as there's no pain, it's all good. Bringing the knee in towards your chest. Giving yourself a big hug here, this side. And then gently bringing the foot down. We're now going to roll over onto our sides and bring yourself up. And we're going to come into a seated position, bringing the soles of the feet together. So we're finding our cobbler's pose. So you could be sat on a brick or block for this, or a cushion, just to bring the hips up. So if you've got particularly tight hips, that's a great alternative for this. I'm going to demonstrate without any props, just in case you don't have any equipment handy. So allowing the knees just to drop and draw away down towards the earth. You're raising the spine up. So imagine you've got a puppet string growing from the top of the head and going all the way through the spine. Just breathing here, feeling a gentle hip opening. If that isn't enough of a stretch for you, and for many of us this will be plenty, but if you'd like to add a little forward fold in to increase the stretch, you may now. So perhaps inhaling the arms up and then exhaling over. See if you can hinge from your hips, coming down and just allowing yourself to hang over. And it may even just be a little micro bend, but enough to start gently feeling a little sensation into that inner thigh area. Beautiful. Gently rolling yourself up if you took that fold. We're going to come over now to find ourselves in a kneeling position. So bringing the hands to the hips, tucking that tummy in, step the left foot forward. See if you can shunt the hips forward as we find a gentle stretch down the front of that right thigh. Option to raise the arms up or keep the hands on the hips. See what you're feeling like with stability today. Option to pad the back knee. So if that's not feeling particularly comfortable on your back knee, or if you've got a hard floor, you can always either roll your mat over like this or place a little blanket or cushion underneath just to help. Top tip for you there. Exhaling the hands back down to the hips, bringing the knee back down, and let's do the same thing on the opposite side. So pressing into that right foot, bringing the left hips forward, and see if we can find that gentle stretch. So if you engage those left bum cheeks, you're going to get an even better stretch on that left thigh. Notice that. Perhaps inhaling the arms up if you like. Pausing here, obviously option to add that padding on the back knee if you'd like to. Breathing in. The day ahead. You have totally got this. And then exhaling the hands back to the hips. I'm going to bring the knee back, and this time bring the hands out in front, tuck the toes under, and just going to roll yourself up into a little forward fold. See if you can keep your belly towards the tops of the thighs, keeping a really generous bend in the knee. Beautiful. Holding here. Have a little shake and nod of the head. Lovely. And then you're going to engage the tummy, press into the heels, and start to roll yourself up, starting from the very base of the spine, taking your time as you roll yourself up all the way to the top of the mat. Beautiful. And now I invite you, if you've got a wall, sofa, or any kind of surface handy, we're going to come into a flat back position against it. So bringing your hands so they're an arm distance away from whatever it is. If you're using a sofa or chair, again, it can be a slightly different height to this. And what you're going to do is bring yourself over to find yourself into an L-shaped position. So just to show you from the other side, we're looking to find this sort of position using a wall or chair or something in front, just to help you find that. So pressing away, really thinking about engaging, pressing into the hips, which will engage those leg muscles. Coming to find this flat back position, so your neck and spine is in line with the hips. Lovely. Pausing here, really should be feeling a nice stretch down the back of the legs, all the way up into that, perhaps that bum area. And then gently rolling yourself up. Do that one more time, finding that flat back position, this time without a wall. So we're going to inhale the arms up. Exhale over into a full forward fold, so allowing ourselves to dangle a little bit. And then this time we're going to bring our hands to our legs, could be in the thighs, knees, or the calves, and then come up to find this halfway lift position, this flat mat position. Same as what we did against the wall, but this time just without, so using our tummy muscles slightly to support. And then let's exhale down into a forward fold. Seeing if you can take a little nod and shake here, just to release through the back of the legs, back of the head. You can always have a lovely generous bend whenever you're doing these folds. And then let's press into the heels, suck that tummy in and roll yourself up to find yourself in a standing position. We're going to finish in our mountain pose, so feet are shoulder distance apart, rolling the shoulders up, back and open, and allowing the spine to be nice and tall. Just take a moment here just to perhaps slight engagement of the tummy, press through the heels, the whole of the feet. And see if you can start to just take a moment to feel connected to the floor beneath you, to this moment. So option to close down the eyes like I'm doing. Use this to bring yourself into this present moment and perhaps thinking about what you want out of the day ahead. Hopefully something super positive ahead of you today. Whatever it is, you have totally got this, and hopefully you enjoyed this short yoga practice to get your day off to a good start. So bringing the hands together in prayer position, you can bow the head to the hands. I'd like to thank you very much for practicing with me, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.